All right, so I got a couple ships on board, and we're going to do some rattlesnakes in Null. And I got to ship the ships. Yeah. And so the we're going to Kebbers. That doesn't have anything down there. Okay. All right. Just a few jumps. 62. Woo-wee. Yeah. Just a few. Here we go. And I brought something along to make it a little spicy. Literally.
Drive active.
What's with all them Ishtars? Right, it's a lot of jumps. So, on the way down, you know, we've been growing peppers, and this is actually a jalapeno, even though it's red. Now, my wife says that the red ones are spicier, potentially a lot spicier. I don't know, but I want to find out. Oh. Holy shit, yeah. Woo! Oh my god. The green ones are so mild compared to this. Here, I was gonna eat the whole thing. Because the green ones are pretty mild compared to how much I like peppers. Oh my god, I'm like losing my voice from it. Holy cow.
Welcome to the Dragons.
Hair just followed.
Thank you for the follow. Dr. Pepper doesn't cut it. Oh my god. That is so much better than the green ones. I mean, woo. I brought a piece of cheese too, just in case I needed to cut it. Sort of like a glass of milk. Mm-hmm. I can't believe how much hotter it is. Like, I ate one last night, one of the green ones. I just ate the whole thing. This thing burning the shit out of me. I like it. You know, the pain from spices, pretty much just mental, in my opinion. Red is hotter than green. Mm-hmm. Ooh, man, I didn't even get up to the part. So the spice in them comes from the capsum around the seeds. So I eat things super hot, burn my mouth, and enjoy it. Yeah, spicy burn. You know, of course, too hot, like blister burn. Forget it. So, whew.
Active.
So the seeds are what's spicy. In the end of it, there's not very many seeds. It's up midway through and up towards the cap that's where most of the seeds are. And yeah, we sliced one up last night, and we had grilled cheese, and I put slices of jalapeno on my grilled cheese. It just wasn't very hot. So, and this is from the same plant, and so I figured that, and that was a green one. So I figured that I would try one of the red ones because I wanted a snack. I feel like it was somewhere between 5 and 10 times hotter. Ooh, I like it. Yeah, I like hot stuff. So, and it doesn't really disagree with me when I eat it either. So,
Dragons.
Volodema just followed.
except I did have one time a home style Thai curry, and just if you don't know curries and Thai curries, home style means get the fuck out of here hot.
Warp drive active.
It was so hot that I only ate about 25% of it, and I was breaking out in a sweat. And so, yeah, it was too hot for me. So I took the rest of it home, because by then, if it's that hot, you've kind of fried your taste buds. It's still all mental, I think, but still all you can fry your taste buds to where everything then is too sharp to enjoy it. And so then I made some rice, and I cut it with about 4 times as much rice as there was the curry, and it was still really hot. Oh my god. Yeah. So Carolina Reaper. So I've never eaten a Carolina Reaper. I do like the taste of stuff. I like it really hot, but I like to be able to taste it. Jalapenos fit that range. We have a habanero plant, and I've eaten some of the habaneros off of there. And so, you know, it's I do eat hotter stuff. This actually felt up into the range of habanero. And see, habanero, like literally, like we can grow mangoes here. A fresh sliced up mango with a fresh habanero, and eat both of those together. Really good.
Warp drive active.
Right, I wanted to buy a shuttle blueprint. I wonder if there's any along the way. So, probably sriracha sauce on your pizza. Sriracha sauce isn't that hot. So, I have so I bought a bunch of seeds for our garden for peppers for next year, and I got everything from 0 Scoville up to stuff that's in like the 500,000 range. 500,000 is just so hot that you can't really taste what's going on. So and so I got a bunch of different types, a bunch of different ranges and different flavors. And then I got, so I got all those so that I can try them all out and then figure out what we want to plant more of and everything. So, yeah. And when you ask if I've had like Carolina Reaper, I've never had a Carolina Reaper, but I have eaten a drop of Da Bomb. And Da Bomb, I think, is about, is it 1.2 million Scoville units? Something like that. Anyway, Da Bomb is a spice that's concentrated, that is designed to spice chili. And so you put 1 drop per gallon of chili that you're making. And so, yeah, and that one caused me to sweat for sure. Yeah, this one didn't cause me to sweat. It wrecked my voice a little bit, I feel like, but it didn't cause me to sweat. So, yeah. Going through Udema. Place everybody's scared of. Which Udema hasn't been very busy lately. If you looked at the last episode of Ganked we did, there were no kills in Udema. Make my own hot sauce and bring it to FanFest. Will they let me in the country with it, Thor? Because, like, I mean, when I went into New Zealand, they took some of my stuff away. One of the things was homemade, and they said absolutely not. And New Zealand was pretty anal, way more anal than Iceland is. New Zealand even made me take off my shoes, and they cleaned the bottom of my shoes before they let me enter with my shoes on. They literally did. They washed the bottom of my shoes to make sure I wasn't bringing in any foreign soil. So, I have some peppers. I'll show you next year. I'll do some videos about the peppers next year. As long as it's not raw meat or something like that. Yeah, okay. And so next year I'll have a bunch of different types, and I've got one of them that I forget what they're called, but they're a bouquet. They only grow about a foot off the ground, and it's a bush, and all the peppers grow standing straight up. And they're white, purple, black, blue, and maybe one other color. Anyway, it's like a pepper bouquet. And it just looked really neat, more decorative than anything else, because I think the spice is too hot. If you want to just spice something without any flavor, they'd be good, but otherwise they're just way too hot. Yeah, you know what's funny, is the only type of peppers that I don't do are red chilies. And and that's like the kind you shake on your pizza or whatnot. Those don't agree with me. But I can eat stuff much hotter than that, but it's something about those that doesn't agree with me. So I don't eat those. Peppercorns numb your tongue and the peppers burn it. Results in an insane taste experience. I do like Szechuan. Although tonight, for dinner, we're making chicken Caesar salad. All right, we're going to buy a shuttle here.
Drive active.
Yeah, getting a shuttle blueprint here so that I can have shuttles for all my guys out in Null. Shuttles are really easy to make. Do we grow most of our own vegetables? Not at the moment, but we just... our backyard actually used to be a parking lot. And so we had all of that material taken out. And most all of it. We still have like 10 parking spots. Maybe 12. We got a pretty big backyard. And but we took all the rest of it out, and then we brought in loads of dirt, topsoil,
Docking permission requested. Docking request.
and put that down. And my wife's starting to grow some stuff. So it'll take probably a year or two for us to fully finish out the whole backyard. She's working on it a little bit of time. All right. There we go. Concord blueprint, or Galante blueprint. We need a dragon garden tour channel. Well, so you've seen that we have garden dragons in Discord. Yes. That was at the request of a few people, including my wife. It's not very active, but we talk about some gardening stuff there sometimes.
Warp drive active.
Oh, horseradish and wasabi. So, did you know, Thor, that horseradish and wasabi are actually both the same group? There's maybe two different ends of the spectrum. And I really like horseradish, and I really like wasabi. And like Chinese hot mustard. Yeah, love it. Yeah. Yeah, I like to go far enough without burning my taste buds. Yeah, wasabi is a horseradish? Okay, yeah. So. Yeah, I came across this wasabi website where they make their own wasabi and they sell it and stuff. And I was thinking about buying some and then realized they're in Japan and the shipping is pretty insane. So you ended up not. But I like adding horseradish into stuff like coleslaw. Add some horseradish into coleslaw. And then you can do like barbecue chicken sandwich. And, you know, you have your bun, you have your chicken breast, barbecued, and then coleslaw with horseradish in it, like quite a bit of sting right on top. Perfect.
Warp drive active.
Like quiet out here on my route at the moment.
Welcome to the Dragons.
MH2998 just followed.
MH, thank you for the follow. Welcome. So, real Japanese wasabi is very rare outside of Japan, allegedly. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I've never been to Japan. But you better believe if I go to Japan,
Welcome
I'm going to be
Dragons.
checking out some of the cuisine.
Just followed.
Is that for living? Thank you for the follow. Welcome. A lot of jumps. Crazy. And then I need to get back up to Jita. I'm gonna start figuring out transport of all those blueprints I got.
Warp drive active.
I wonder how much I'd value those blueprints at if I were to move them all in one shot. And then I'd end up paying, if I moved them all in one shot, somebody to have that kind of collateral would want 2 to 5 billion to transport them. I'd be better off transporting one or two at a time and then let somebody load up if they want to. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna take all of them because, you know, I gotta be really vigilant about where they're at, especially if I have them in a station out in Null. Because then I've got to really stay on top of if there's anything going on at the station. Otherwise, you know, you can lose them. Station goes down, you don't realize it or something. Yeah, so Big Panda, I'm quite a ways away from Tampa now. I'm up in Lake City now. Tampa's like 2.5 hour drive. So, or at least a 2 hour drive. So I don't make it down there very often anymore. I'm sure I could find some place around here. Or I can pay to have something shipped to me. You know, it's not going to be very big, so it's not going to weigh very much. It's just I don't know how its shelf life is. You know, the good stuff. Maybe I should grow it? That's a really interesting thought, Thor. I wonder if I could. I'll investigate. Grow and make my own wasabi? Thank you for the suggestion, Thor. For some reason, I didn't even think about that. And we got the garden that we're doing in the back. Our bamboo's doing really nice. Even with, we had a storm blow through. We literally had a gust of wind that lasted for like a minute while I was out. I mean, I was seeing what was going on, and just having to notice that this thunderhead rolled through, and it's not uncommon to get, 40, 50 mile an hour winds from a thunderhead, but we had a gust that hit at like 80 or so, and it hit the bamboo and it snapped the tops off of it. Thank God there's still a bunch more sprouts growing up. The bamboo is probably about 15, 16 feet tall now. Next year it'll probably hit about 25 feet. A red flashy Fenrir. Is he autopiloting? He is.
Welcome to the Dragons.
T0 T4 and just followed.
Warp drive active.
Now he's red flashy because he's associated with gankers, not because he's hostile. He's just bad standing. Yeah. As far as Estero, Florida from me, I don't know. I've never heard of it. So it's far enough away I haven't heard of it. I'm top center of Florida. Florida-Georgia line. I'm 10 miles from Georgia. All these guys that are autopiloting. You know, we should sit out here in a scanner one day, scanner ship, watching all the guys who are autopiloting and just, like, be amazed at what they're doing. Be like, what the hell's going on here?
Warp drive active.
Do I have the same problem I had with other crazy HOA turds? No. We do not have an HOA. We are in a historical location, though. So our house is located in a historic district. It's a federally registered district of historical houses. And so there is some oversight that if we want to paint the house, we have to... we just have to get approval from the historical board. As long as we can show that the period that our house was built that other houses were that color or whatever, then it's fine. And they're not really anal about it. They just keep everybody mindful. And if we were to build a fence around our property, it would need to look period. And stuff like that. But it's not real harsh. Not like the HOA was. And so when we checked to see if we needed to do any permits for the backyard, and we did. We had to have one permit. And the permit was for something that I actually didn't even think much about. But the permit was for removal of one of the palm trees because it was a native tree, native to Florida. And and for native trees, you need a permit. But they gave it to us no problem. So, yeah. And they didn't charge us anything for the permit either. They actually asked me if I would serve on the historical board. And I wanted to, but in Florida they have these political laws, which you become, if you serve on a board like that, you become in essence like the lowest level politician. And all politicians are required to do all these financial disclosures. And you have to financially disclose everybody you owe over $1,000 to, and everybody who owes more than $1,000 to you. And you have to disclose your income sources and stuff. And then your tax returns are like open to the public. And I'm like, screw that. I'm not doing it. That's just too invasive. And it's not like I'm super rich or that I have anything to hide or anything like that, but I'm just like, that shit's nobody's business, right? So, yeah. Let's see here. I'm looking at a customer issue. Sorry, I'm distracted, right? Anyway, Markee's not going to be a politician.
Warp drive active.
I have an important customer issue that's come up. And so looking to see what's going on. Yes, we are space trucking. All in pair of rattlesnakes.
Warp drive active.
Nice long haul. Right. So, what is a safe amount of cargo to transport? Generally freighter type. Triple bulkhead, obelisk. I'd say the comfortable amount that you probably don't have to worry too much is about 1.5 billion. Can you get away with more? Yeah, you can, but that would be the comfortable amount to keep you from being a target. In a ship like this here, the bowhead, it's a bit different, because I think you can go, 5 to 7 billion before you start seeing problems. And I have taken through Udema as much as like 12 billion worth of ships in my bowhead before. I've never been attacked in my bowhead, at least I don't remember ever being attacked. And the bowhead's EHP is really high. Its natural EHP is really high, meaning that you don't have to overheat things, you don't have to wait for the overheat to turn on and everything for that. So its natural EHP is really high. And so it's a big cost for the gankers to try and take you out. And then, what drops is the ships, and they have to be able to pick up those ships, which is a little bit more unwieldy for them because they have to have pilots out there. that can be in their pods that can hop into the ships to fly them off. So...
warp drive active.
Right. Well, using your bowhead way more often now. Well, the bowhead, though, is for fitted ships. And so, you know, if you're going to build them at a station and then fly them out to someplace and drop them off, that's fine. But you can't put unfitted ships in it. So, the other advantage to a bowhead is your time to warp. If you're set up right, like you should be set up like mine. Like, I'm not being, you know, vain or anything like that, but this is the proper fit. This is my fit. This is the proper fit. It's on EWB. If you're not flying this fit, then you must have some really specialized situation for why you would be flying something different. Because this right here is the only fit, in my opinion. It's kind of like with the Obelisk and triple Tech 2 bulkheads is the only fit. There are other reasons to do other fits, but you have to have a really good reason. If you're hauling, generally, this is the right fit. And so, and with this one, with the micro warp trick, you get to warp in 10 seconds instead of 20 something.
Warp drive active.
Would a jump freighter be better? No. And so jump freighters are for null sec and low sec, and they're flown very much different. You do not fly jump freighters gate to gate in high sec. Obviously people do, and obviously they're a little nuts. If you saw the last episode of Ganked we filmed, you would know that they are insanely nuts. Triple nuts.
Warp drive active.
Big Panda, yeah, that is kind of near me. It's not my zip code, but it's in the general area. Tea Leafs just recently got into Eve, got skilled into gas harvesting. Nice. Any tips for finding clouds? Can't seem to find any. Go to low sec. Yeah, make yourself a really cheap ship that can scan them down in low sec. The gas there will be worth way more, and you're going to die more, but you you get out with the full thing and you're doing great. You also can do day tripping into wormholes. And if I didn't have so many projects going on right now in game, I'm being pulled every which way because I'm in both Pandemic Horde and in Imperium and everything. And so a lot of projects I'm trying to make progress on. And for how much I'm playing recently, all my playtime, well, 90% of my playtime has been on the show. And right now I'm only doing 2 days a week because the store has been so busy. And yeah, we've just been incredibly busy. Not just with Eve. We have 2 other games that are we're doing well with as well. So can someone tell you what you did with wrong? Let's see here. You didn't do anything wrong. You did nothing wrong. It's the right ship, right fit. You're not carrying too much. Total 2.98 billion. You're not carrying too much value. So you did nothing wrong. But I'll tell you this. It's an old kill mail. I can tell you though that if there's not many people going through with stuff that's in the kill range, they will get bored and then they will just pick somebody and kill them. It's true.
Warp drive active.
All right. Our guy on customer service right now did an excellent job helping the customer. So, yeah. Customer had a pretty serious problem. It was pretty serious to the customer. Wasn't very serious to us, but we recognized it was very serious for him. So, yeah. Saw a mock on Udema Scout. Well, they don't use materials very much anymore to bump. Normally what they do is they just scram you now.
Warp drive active.
I think it'd be safe flying an Ansher triple bulkhead empty through high sec, or just better to leave it low, transport things out. Back in game recently. So Evan, if you absolutely had to get into JITA to or a station so that you could pick up something that you're going to jump out with in a jump freighter, well then you have to figure it out, don't you? Being empty would be better. Having a Weber would be the best. The EHP that you can get in an Ansher with having the proper implants is extremely high. I think like 900,000 EHP, something like that. And So, and that's natural EHP. There's nothing overheated in it because there's nothing to overheat. So the use of a Weber is not easy. You need to practice with it. Practice with a freighter before you practice with a jump freighter. And for the jump freighter, you don't leave it in low sec. You jump one system into high sec. You do not want to have ships going back and forth through the gate, ferrying stuff to or from the jump freighter. You want to just wait until the conditions are right and it's safe for you to fly through the gate once and dock up in a station on the other side. One guy in chat said 989 EHP in an Ansher. Yeah, could be. Could be. Let me see.
Warp drive active.
Let me see. Okay, and we're gonna take that. Simulate. Okay, I got, so I've got implants in, and I don't know how to simulate this without the implants. And I have Mastery 5 on this ship. It says 1,040,000 DHP, which is essentially the same as my Impel, because it also has 1,040,000 DHP. In fact, what's kind of funny is, it has 1,000 more EHP on my Impel than it does on this Ansher. And so that's triple tanked. You don't necessarily, you could use ore, but you're going to bring the value up even more, another billion, if you use ore bulkheads, and it'll give you maybe a little bit more. Let's see here for shits and grins, how much it would give. It'll give another 35,000 EHP, and it brings the cost up quite a bit. You know, up at least $500 million. So that Mauler is scanning people. Where is he at? He's over there. Okay, we'll see if he scans me on the way out. I'm watching for a beam coming from his ship to mine. He could be using a passive scanner, which gets past some of the stuff. Some detection. I don't think he scanned me. Alright, so that's with ore. And then, what about these Syndicate reinforced bulkheads? I don't know much about them. But I'll check. No, same amount as ore. And then let's see. Yeah, and it's saying about 170 million each one. So it's not really a lot more EHP for the extra expense. And the more your ship is worth, the better looking you are to any ganker. For high sec, is a bowhead the best option for hauling? Absolutely not, Diabolic. A bowhead is made for hauling fitted ships only. So, here, this is what I'm hauling. I'm hauling 3 ships that are fully fitted. You cannot put packages in here. You can't put other cargo in here. I've got this cargo hold, which is only 2,700 cubic meters. And that's all I can hold in it. So, fitted ships only. Or at least assembled ships. You could carry some holes in there, but even like battleships, you can only carry like 4 of them. And so maybe that would be if you're taking some battleships to market and you want to take 4 instead of 2 or whatever. because you can have more value in this than you can in a freighter, and you know, and it's a bit quicker because of the propulsion trick. So it gets to warp about 20 to, no, if you're triple bulkhead, it gets to warp 40 seconds faster. What's the difference between a bowhead and an orca for moving stuff? An orca is not a hauler. It's a mining ship. Don't use it as a hauler. There are some people who think, oh, I'm going to use it as a hauler. Well, you may as well use a DST, Deep Space Transport. You know, it's not built. It's just not built for hauling. It's built for mining operations. Sure, you could haul some stuff in it, but it's not really a hauler. It's not really what it is. So, and I've tried it before, and I've died in them before, trying to haul in an orca. You can't get very much value in it for how much EHP you can get. Moving ships? Well, I mean, if you are trying to move assembled ships, an orca, though, God, it's pretty expensive, and it doesn't get anywhere near the EHP. No systems I wanted to dock up in here, and there's no place to dock. There's just nothing. I guess we're going to the next system. So, DST can move ships that are not assembled. I believe you can fit one battleship in it with its fit, if I remember correctly. I want to go get another drink, but I don't want to leave this alone sitting in space. That would be bad. Very smart, Sketty. So you've got multiple jump freighters. You keep a couple of them in JITA. And so if you need to jump stuff out, you can. You meet up with another jump freighter and fly it out. And then you move your jump freighters back into JITA, not on the weekends. Smart. You can look at kill boards. There's maps, heat maps of when the most kills are and stuff. And so you can go to a quiet time and do more risky moves at that time. Yeah. So that's what I'd do. And like those blueprints that I bought, you know, because they're worth what, 80 billion or something. I mean, that's just the scanned value. It's actually worth more than twice that much. And am I going to fly them into JITA and then fly out of JITA to transport them? It depends on whether or not I'm going to transport them myself or someplace else. You know, probably I'll just transport them right from where they're at. Or have somebody else do it. And I'll just pay for each one. You know, I was thinking about whether or not to move them to JITA. Well, then I would use the quiet time, making sure that there's not, you know, others around, you know, doing the Instadock, all that stuff. Maybe do it in a few trips, or maybe do it all in one trip. All depends. So, yeah, if you do it right, the amount that you haul in a jump freighter does not matter. That does not include going through any high sec gates. It only includes going through a low sec to high sec gate. That's it. That's the only one. No other high sec gates. Not included. Even from low sec to JITA? No, it does not include going to JITA. You do not take your jump freighter to JITA. You then use a freighter or a deep space transport or something to take all the pieces in lower sizes to and from. You don't fly that jump freighter in. You know why, right? Do I need to explain things to you? Do I? I mean, gosh darn it, look at this. 178 billion ISK. Flying into JITA. I mean, this is someone who thought that they would fly into JITA. Not a good idea. All right, if you're watching on video, we'll see you in the next episode.